Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. What does a home mean to you? A home is more than just four walls and a roof. It's a feeling, a sanctuary, a place where we hope to find security, warmth, safety, and love. But home is not about the physical space. It's about the energy within, a sense of belonging and the peace that it brings. For me, a home is my refuge, my sacred place where I can fully be myself without fear, expectation, or the weight of another's demands. It's a place of deep exhale where I can simply be, where I don't have to shape myself to fit anybody else's mold. At last, I have a place of peace where I have moved to my own rhythm, free to express, free to exist without the need to apologize for who I am and who I choose to be. It wasn't always this way for me. In the 70s, I lived alone for a time, but most of my life, I shared my home with others. And while companionship can bring joy, I often found myself adjusting, accommodating, worrying, and wondering if I was doing enough. If I was upsetting someone, if my presence was a burden rather than a comfort, but in all that people pleasing, I really found true peace of mind. Now I understand that home is not just a place with people in it, it's about how we feel within ourselves in that space. A true home should nurture, not confine. It should embrace us, not demand from us. It should be a reflection of our inner sanctuary, where we can breathe freely, knowing we are enough just as we are. So many of us share our homes with others, parents, siblings, extended family, lovers, friends, pets, and within these walls, we are truly allowed. Are we truly allowed to be ourselves? Do we feel safe? Not just physically, but emotionally. Does the space we call home offer us the freedom to express, breathe, and exist without judgment? For some, home is a place of warmth and unconditional acceptance, a foundation of love where they are seen, valued for who they truly are. But for others, home can be like a cage, a space filled with unspoken expectations, demands, and the weight of needing to conform. We adjust, we compromise, we tread carefully, hoping not to disrupt the balance. In doing so, we sometimes lose ourselves, prioritizing the comfort of others over our own sense of peace. But it isn't always meant to be our sanctuary. It's a place where we can exist as we are without fear, rejection, or reprimand. Is it? Too often we measure ourselves within a shared space of how we feel, how we fit in, rather than how we feel and feel within. True home, whether shared or solitary, should be a place of belonging, a space where we can lay down our masks, exhale deeply, and know that we are safe, accepted, and whole. So many homes are torn apart by war, displacement, fires, floods, and the pain of separation. The physical structures we once relied on for shelter and familiarity can be taken from us in an instant when a home is no longer a place where we can return to, where we can go, how we can find a sense of safety or belonging, or anything that's around us that has been uprooted. The lies answer lies deeper than the bricks and mortar. Home must be something we carry within us. A true home is not a physical space, it's a feeling, a presence, an inner sanctuary that remains. Whether the external world shifts beyond our control, it is the way we hold ourselves in the small rituals that ground us, in the memories and love we carry forward. It's in these moments of stillness that we remind ourselves that no matter where we are, we're not lost. We simply are in transition. Finding a home within ourselves starts by reclaiming the inner peace. Breathe. A deep inhale, a slow exhale. A reminder that despite the chaos, you are still here. Gratitude, not for what has been lost, but for what remains. The kindness of a stranger, the embracement of a loved one, the resilience within you. Not lackitude, where we step into lack, everything feels less around us. Let go of what you think you need and embrace what you have. Connection. Home is often found in people rather than places. It's in the relationships we nurture, the warmth and the shared laughter, the support that reminds us we're not alone. Purpose. Even in loss, we can find meaning. How can we rebuild not just our external home, but this sense of belonging? How can we create safety within ourselves so that no matter where life takes us, we remain anchored in who we are? To find home within us is to trust that even when the walls crumble, the foundation of your spirit remains unshaken. It is knowing that while life scatters us, home is never truly lost. It transforms, it adapts, and it waits for us in the places that we least expect. So ask yourself, if home is not a place but a feeling, where do you find yours? This is something I wrote for Substack, and it really made me think about home. What is home? Yes, it's taken me a very, very long time to be in my own home again, to live on my own. I have to say, I absolutely love it because I am one of these people that do bend to the whim of everybody else's expectation. And I like that sanctuary of my alone time, my self time, doing what I want when I want. I mean, it's even though I live alone, I work 3 days a week doing the shows, and 2 days a week I look after my grandchildren. And at the weekends, very often, I'm with them or they're over here and I'm doing other admin work, and I may go out for a coffee with a friend, have someone over for coffee. But I have those expectations. It's not like I'm sitting at home twiddling my thumbs and doing nothing. But at the end of the day, as I cook myself a meal, sit myself in front of the TV, watch a program, it's my space. It's my TV. I can have it as loud as I want. I can switch it off when I want. I can go to bed when I want. I haven't got somebody else making demands or me feeling that I need to be of service to them and not of service to myself. I'm of service in the day with the work that I do, even with my grandchildren, whom I love very much, don't consider it a service, a pleasure, but still I am there to serve them. So being alone at night, I love it. I think we look at loneliness from the wrong lens. We feel that being alone, I am lonely. No, it's taken me a lifetime to actually understand that being alone with myself in peace, in harmony, is truly where it's at. I have known loneliness all my life. The loneliness of not connecting, the loneliness of people not loving me for who I am, but for more what I do. The loneliness of not being seen for who I am, for being different, for not fitting in. The loneliness of even the vocabulary I use, not being heard, never being enough, never satisfying enough, and always feeling less than and lost and lonely. I, through the work that I have done, through the podcasting of 13 years and all the wonderful people that I've interviewed, now understand that the peace has always been within me. I'm never alone. In fact, when I travel up into the universe and go into my meditation, go up into the universe, out of body experience, I am dancing amongst the stars. I am amongst a quadrillion of wisdom, and I do not feel alone. The loneliness, I believe, very much is more of an earthbound thing where we feel our expectations are not met, or we're too busy fitting, fulfilling other people's expectations, that we're not honoring the very being that we are, the very soul that we are. Home is within us and it goes with us wherever we go. I have lived out of my car. I have been hungry and almost on the street and homeless. Why? Because I invested in other people and it didn't pan out and I paid the price. But all of those experiences were humbling. I came from a good home. I came from a beautiful home, private schools. Never went hungry. I still felt alone because as a sickly child, I spent a lot of time in bed and I would get breakfast, lunch, and dinner and an occasional check-in, but otherwise I was alone. And I just remember that all my life, left to my own resources. So I've walked with that loneliness of never kind of fitting in. But I realize that when I go in, and this is something I've always done from a childhood, when I go into my universe, when I go into the essence of my beingness, I'm not alone. And there I find my peace. There I find my vibe, my frequency, and that is my home. Home here on earth is a sanctuary for me to be able to travel to my ultimate home. But it is important to choose the people that you choose to inhabit with, to share a space with, that there is a harmony, that the expectation of each other isn't overloading either one or isn't more than what one can give, and that the recognizing that sometimes the other person needs more attention than you do right now, the empathy, the compassion, the cohesiveness, the collaboration of living together. So if you are living with someone, are you sharing the responsibilities? Are you sharing the expenses? Are you sharing yourself? And is it equal? Now, just like a seesaw or a pendulum, um, teeter-totter, I think you call it, things go up and down. And the rhythm of life is always about up and down and in flow. And when you keep things in flow, it will be flowing along. It's when we have the extremes, the highs and the lows. And we don't want those extremes. We don't want an extreme high because there's always an extreme low to go with it. It is absolutely more pleasant and joyful to be in the swing of things where there is a crescendo, like a song for a moment, that harmoniously comes down to a peaceful ending back into another rhythm. When we tap into that rhythm of life, we always bring home with us. We are always at home with self. And wherever we inhabit, we make our home our sanctuary. I wasn't really capable of being that kind of person. It was always about feeling guilty that I needed to do something for them, that I couldn't concentrate on me. And here I am now. I have that space and time where I can. When I finish my work, when the children go home, it is me time. And I like that time of just being alone. Alone with thoughts, pottering to do what I want to do, watch what I want to watch, read what I want to read, eat what I want to eat. For me, is something very peaceful. Would I like to live with someone, a loved one? I would love that. But I do know me. I'd probably pour too much of myself into it and they'll get complacent with it. So even if I met a loved one in my life at the age of 70, I would probably end up giving too much of myself. So the best thing would be we both inhabit our own places and come together when we want to come together. And I think that is something we need to understand about what are our boundaries? Are we setting them upon ourselves? See, the boundaries we put out there is the boundaries for other people. You can't cross this boundary. It's within these boundaries that I will interact with you. And they're there for your safety. They're there for your spirit, your soul, your essence of being, that it's not being spent in the wrong places. But what boundary are you placing upon yourself? Are you honoring the very being and the essence of who you are and knowing when to extend and when not to, when to nurture and when to push? Because if we don't set those boundaries on ourselves, we overdo. We go back into that expectation, but it's due. I should be doing this by now. I feel guilty. I haven't achieved that. That's the boundary we've set upon ourselves. And just like a sanctuary in a home, that boundary within ourselves becomes a wall if we do not let it be flexible and learn to go, it's not important right now. I am trying to put out the second book, Our Forgotten Seniors. I've only got one senior that's committed. A lot of them are very excited about it, but them actually stepping up and participating in it is another thing. And that's okay. It took me 5 years to produce Our Forgotten Children book. And I suddenly found the right people. They were all there. And the universe has got my back. It knows I want to do this, and it will bring me the people that will truly want to commit and work with me when the time is right. And that's something I've had to learn to do. Trust the divine. We're working so much by the earthly clock that we don't know how to read the cosmic clock. And when you do spend time with self in your own home essence, whether you live alone or whether you are living with someone else, that time alone is so important. That's when you truly understand, okay, it's not now. It'll be when it's meant to be. I keep fishing. I keep putting it out. I keep sending out the invitation. It's not like I'm sitting back waiting for the Amazon delivery from the universe. I am still laying it out there that I am looking. But the people that will participate are the people that get hooked by the idea when the time is right. So we don't go, okay, it's not right time now, I'm just going to put it away in the back corner. No, you've got to feed the energy of why you want to do it and what it is you want to do, right? But if it hasn't come to fruition right at this moment, it just means it's not time. Doesn't mean it's a bad idea. And it's keep nurturing it, right? You can't make a loaf of bread without allowing it to rise before you put it in the oven. Otherwise, it's going to be flat. Everything has its timing. We can't pick flowers before they grow. Everything has its timing. I have seeded and I keep watering and nurturing, and it will grow when it needs to grow. So in our home, and actually talking about growing, I'm planting flowers outside. When I came here, it was May, and the beautiful bushes of hydrangeas and everything was in full bloom. And now I'm planting flowers for the spring and for things to come alive through the summer. And I'm loving that I can do that. And what grows outside helps what grows inside. So, what is home to you? We want first and foremost for you to feel at home with self. Let me repeat that. The most important thing in your life, in your existence, is to feel at home with self, no matter where you are, to feel at home with self, to be happy to be in your own presence, to be content to be with yourself and just yourself. Now, the roof that's over your head, the soil that's beneath your feet, is it the right frequency for you? Is it the right place? I have finally found a place that I feel envelops me. I'm surrounded by trees and water and mountains of trees and lakes and ocean, monkey puzzle tree right out my door, hummingbirds that come to my window to the feed, the deer that walk through my garden. Yes, this feeds me. It feeds my very soul. It supports who I am from the inside out. That is important with a home. Does it support you from the inside out? Does it support who you are and allow you to be more of who you are? Because it's got you. So, what is home to you? Is it bricks and mortar? Is it a place that you just close the door, shut the world out? Or is it a place that envelops you and allows you to be who you are? A place that says, I've got you. You're safe here. Or are you in a situation where you're living with someone and you feel, I can't be myself. I can't be at home in my own home because I'm either in fear or in expectation or it's too loud. Look, I'm a mother of three. And when three kids were growing up, the noise level was always there. The expectation demands were always there. But when they were in bed and I could take time for myself, It's look for the time for yourself when you're raising a family, when you're living amongst a lot of people. Find that time for yourself to be at home with yourself. But in everything that you do, be at home with it because you are at home with yourself. But it is important that little roof over your head that you have, is it serving you? Is it something that really is embracing you for who you are? Because that's important. So, folks, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I am going to be celebrating my son-in-law's birthday, my daughter-in-law's birthday, and my grandson's birthday. So it's going to be quite an exciting week for me. And I'll be back next week with who knows what topic. And if ever you have a topic that you want me to talk about, please put it in the comments or send me an email at selfdiscoverywisdom@gmail.com. Selfdiscoverywisdom@gmail.com. Of course, I have 19 other genres or shows of people I interview here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. So you can come and listen to all the wonderful interviews of the people I interview. It's truly illuminating. They're extraordinary people. This show is just my show, just one of the many, and it's the one I do solo. But if there's something that you want me to talk about, please do suggest it. Every week I come up with another subject, and home just came to me on my way to a meeting. Oh, do a show on home. And sometimes I do need a little help on what to talk about. So if you feel, hey, Sarah, talk about this, talk about that, throw it my way, and I will do my very best effort to talk about it. So until next time, folks, I hope you will have a wonderful week. And don't forget, home is where the heart is and the soul. Bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration, it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.